comedy. So you have your stand-up comedians, your professionals, class clowns, people like me who are just naturally hilarious. Comedy is such a broad topic. When it comes to stand-up comedy, I think they can get a little out of hand. You might be wondering where I'm going with this. I find that comedians these days get away with a lot more things that they should, because they say stuff that you just wouldn't say in public. I understand it can be funny, and if you're in front of 1,000 or 10,000 people, they'll just laugh because they don't feel targeted. But what if someone does feel targeted? Does it even matter? I don't even think so, because comedians say racist jokes, sexist jokes, say their opinion about anything, and they get away with it because it's their job. I don't think that's fair. There will always be people who will love comedy, but sometimes it can be a form of bullying. There's laws against that. So how is that a job? I love comedy, but I find it unfair to the people who they're making fun of in those acts. Why can't we just stick to the classics like I love Why Did the Chicken Cross the Road? Crack up every time. And there's other jokes that you can substitute that people will still find funny, but has it come to a point where we have to insult people in order to be funny? This is just what comedy has come to. We accept it, and it's too late to make a change. We've allowed it to happen. I'm not trying to get rid of stand-up comedy. I'm just curious of how people can be so cruel and how others can find that utterly hilarious. I don't get it. As I was doing some backup research, I found some quotes from Don Rickles, who is a stand-up comedian who isn't afraid to say his opinion. He said, "If I were to insult people and mean it, that wouldn't be funny." So basically, comedians don't actually mean what they're saying. Duh. Comedians aren't actual racists or whatever. They just play with the stereotypes. And that's what is kind of innocent about it, because they don't actually feel that way. I guess I'm starting to understand. He also said, "I'm always afraid that somewhere out there is one person in the audience I'm not going to offend." So I guess what comedians try to do is they try to target every single person so that nobody feels not hurt. That's kind of weird. I'm kind of torn between how insulting humor is funny but mean, or so mean it's funny. Because everyone has their different opinions, and it's oh, it's innocent, they don't mean it, like I just said. But at the same time, they're still making fun of people. They're still using those stereotypes in a bad way and dissing other people. I know I'm supposed to have one opinion and stick to it, but frankly, comedy isn't black and white. I could say so many positive things about comedy, of how it brightens people's days, how it's funny. This is just one of the major issues there is. I've come to understand that comedy is pretty innocent in general. But if you're sensitive to people making fun of other people or a certain matter, then I suggest you don't listen to the majority of stand-ups. But I'm not going to generalize, because not everyone is evil in their acts. But in general, you just got to watch out for what you're watching.